TZED games are Hear Me Out Live number 4. Games you played as a child. And up this morning is our Hear Me Out game number 5. If you are new to my channel, we have a lot of fun games up now. Our 30-second mysteries, 7, 8, and 9. And anyone for leftovers? That's a brain teaser. That ends May 2nd. Word of the week. Be sure and leave a positive comment. What's the word? Word up. That ends the 28th of April. We also have our 3-part series about illusions. And there is a part 1. Name 10 things that look different at night. And of course, our TZED feud that starts April 30th. It's our version of Family Feud. And that is our live game. And so is our Hear Me Out. That's also live. So join in the fun, and the videos will be posted under this live in the description box. Just click those links and have fun. Hey everybody, how are you doing today? Wow, hello Bernie, how are you? I'll tell you what guys, this is early for me. Wow, usually I'm sitting behind the desk working this time of the morning, but as you know, I have a doctor's appointment for my hand today. Gonna find out what they want to do, and this was, believe it or not, in the afternoon was the only time he could get me in, so I had to switch to the morning just for today, guys, just for today. Let me see who we got here. My mother's spark, Melissa Morris. Hello, Melissa. Bernie's Arts and Crafts. Good morning. Towels Games. And we have Paula Widener, 86. Hello, hello. As you know, this was game number 4 in Hear Me Out. It's about comments and conversation with others. And you leave it down below in the comment about the topic. And you comment on each other's comments. Very fun game. It's been enlightening and rewarding. All right, before we get started, guys, I cannot have a lengthy video like we usually do when we play Hear Me Out, but I do have some mind-boggling facts about your favorite board games, and this is by BuzzFeed. I don't know if any of you heard of BuzzFeed, but it's by BuzzFeed. Some very interesting facts, guys. Number 1, did you know that the original paper version of Battleship included land areas in addition to water? How cool is that? And that is a paper version of Battleship. That is really old. And that just tickled me pink to hear that. Number 2, Battleship was one of the first games to be made into a computer game in 1979. 1979, it was made into a computer game. How awesome is that? I just love these fun facts, guys. You can find fun facts at almost any topic out there on the internet. It is so awesome. Charles Gaines said, I didn't know that. I didn't either. I did not know that either. That's pretty cool to know now, though, isn't it? And Arlene Chardon is in the house. Hello, Arlene. Number 3, in order to prevent. Now, this is a cool one, guys. As adults, this is really cool. You're going to like this one. In order to prevent Boggle players from using a certain swear word, and I bet you we all know what that swear word is, the letters F and the letter K only appear once on the same cube. Only once on the same cube, making it impossible to use both at the same time. Now, okay, guys, okay, really? Because that's the only swear word in the English language that they could think of that they didn't want someone to spell. Really? Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting, and I know you guys know what it is. Bernie's Arts and Crafts used to play the paper version. Oh, cool! She used to play the paper version. Oh, man. Excuse me. That'd be awesome, Bernie. Oh, my goodness. We know someone who did play the paper version. Tal's Game says, I swear, beginning with F. Nope, no clue. I can't believe that they would think of that word only, which I'm not going to say it on my channel, guys. All right, number 4. This is pretty interesting too, guys. I love this. Number 4, the phrase, back to square one, might have been inspired by the children's game Chutes and Ladders. Now, that one I would like to do more investigating on, but yeah, that was inspired by Chutes and Ladders. So at least they said might have been inspired. My mother Spark said probably because most other words have innocent meanings that people turned into potty words. You know, that's true. That's true, my mother Spark. I would tend to agree with that. The slang has changed over the years. So yes, I kind of agree with you. Bernie's Arts and Crafts said, yep, know what swear word you are talking about. You know, and she's so right, guys. That word is the most used word. Okay, for instance, when I'm at Walmart, all around me, I can hear that word being talked, you know, people talking. You know how you hear these people over here talking, these people. Hold on, guys, I have an incoming call.
Incoming call.
I have to delete it. I hear that word, I swear, at least 10 times while I'm at the grocery store. Never fails. And it just seems to be part of the language nowadays. But I'm not making it part of mine. It just sounds foul for a lady to have that come out of her mouth. All right, guys. Here is a very interesting fact. Number 5. Very interesting. The player. Now, you guys either agree with it or don't agree, because I'm curious. The player who goes first in the game Connect 4 can win 100% of the time. The player that goes first in Connect 4 will win 100% of the time. Not 80, not 70, 100. Now, how many of you have played Connect 4? Does that make sense to you guys that they would win? So right there is cause for kids to say, no, I'm going to go first. No, I'm going to go first. So if it does happen that way, then yeah, they should have had figured it out a different way. But you don't want children fighting over who goes first, because they figured out that if you go first, you win all the time. So, yeah. My mother Spark said there is no other meaning for that word. That's true. Paula Widener, my favorite game was checkers. I played a lot of checkers when I was a kid. Lot of checkers. Paula agrees. Bernie's Arts and Crafts says nope. And my mother Sparks said yes, player advantage. Same as tic-tac-toe. You know what? That's true. Arlene Chardon, I think it is. That makes sense too, because in tic-tac-toe, if you get to go first, and usually how we set it up, we would draw a coin. My brother would flip a coin, and then that person, whoever called it, went first. Now, after that, the winner got to go first. So, yeah, so we did it fair. My brother always made sure the games were fair. All right, guys, I have a trivia for you. Are you ready? We're going to play a small trivia this morning. All right. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. Where is it? Oh, yeah, here it is. 5 fun facts about board games trivia. Strategy. Yeah, it is about strategy. That's true, my mother Spark. Number 1, the party game Uno. The party game Uno has more. And if you don't know it, guys, just guess, okay? Just guess. That's what makes it fun. The party game Uno has more than 20, 50, or 80 versions. The party game Uno has more than 20, 50, or 80 versions. Write your answer in the comments. And this is our trivia, our fun fact trivia. Number 1, the party game Uno has more than 20, 50, or 80 versions. Bernie's Arts and Crafts, see, Paula Widener said 20. Bernie's Arts and Crafts said more than 20. My mother Sparks said 50. Towels Games 20. 20 for Paula. Well, that's pretty good, guys. It is 50 different versions, including Avengers, Angry Birds, Dr. Rio, and The Simpsons. Those are just some of the versions they have out there, but there is 50 different versions, more than 50 different versions. So if you said 50, spot on. All right, trivia number 2. Monopoly celebrated its 50th, 80th, or 90th anniversary in 2015. Put your answers in the comments. Monopoly celebrated its 50th, 80th, or 90th anniversary in 2015. How many of you know the answer? And believe it or not, their anniversary edition is different than the original version of 1903. 1903, guys. Oh my goodness. Let's see what we have here. My mother Sparks said 50. Arlene said, oh, she retracted it before I could read it. Monopoly celebrated its 50th, 80th, or 90th anniversary in 2015. And we have Arlene with 80, Bernie's Arts and Crafts with 80, and my mother Sparks said, wow. Yes, they celebrated their 80th anniversary, making that anniversary edition different from the original in 1903. That is awesome. I tell you what, guys, being a vintage buyer and seller, wow. If I could get my hands on the original versions of some of these games, I mean, I'm happy when I get the vintage games. Like I play with you guys. Now, the Family Feud is a vintage version, but I can update it and make it my own. But I still love having the vintage versions of these games. They are awesome. All right, here we go. Trivia. Put my finger in the wrong number. That's Arlene Charted. My mother Spark, no wonder my mom didn't like that game. All right, trivia number 3. In 1988, a giant Scrabble game was played at the Wembley Stadium for the 40th, 50th, or 60th anniversary. In 1988, a giant Scrabble board game was played at Wembley Stadium for the 40th, 50th, or 60th anniversary. What is your guess? Is it the 40th, the 50th, or 60th anniversary? I bet you guys that was cool. They said that the Scrabble tiles were 6 feet wide. That's a pretty big Scrabble tile. That would have been awesome to witness and watch. All right, we have some answers coming in. My mother Spark says 50. Bernie, Arts and Crafts, 50. My mother Spark, I'm in a 50. All right, guys, it was the 50th anniversary. Give yourselves a big hand. Big, big hand. It was the 50th anniversary. Okay, now tell me, guys, this is number 4. Is the game Scrabble 54 years old, 78 years old, or 90 years old? How long has that Scrabble game been around? Is it 54 years, 78 years, or 90 years? Put your answer in the comments. The game Scrabble. How old is that game? We have, and Bernie's Arts and Crafts is giving you guys a big hand. All of you did it. You got 50. Okay, Bernie says 78. Paula Widener said 70 wasn't one of the answers, my friend. It is, the game Scrabble is 54 years old, 78 years old. I think that's a typo on Paula's part. Or 90 years old. Go ahead and put your answer in, Paula. I think you hit the wrong digit. 54 years old, 78 years old, or 90 years old. And Paula says 78. Arlene, 78. Bernie's Arts and Crafts says 78. Wow, we got some good guesses. Hello, Miss Sylvia Jackson. Hello, hello. Towels Game says, hi, Sylvia. Paula Weiner said I hit the wrong digit. I thought so. I thought it was a typo because you had the 7. All right, guys, the answer to that is 78 years old. Can you believe that? Scrabble is 78 years old. Boy, I would like to get my hands on the original Scrabble game. That would be awesome. All right, we have one more, guys, before we move on to the comment that made first place. And keep in mind, when we do these lives, you must be live to collect your prize. But today I'm making an exception because I had to change the time. I had to change it. And therefore, not everybody could scramble and make it this time that quickly. So, today is the exception only, guys, on giving you a pass if you are not here because I had to change our time. Paula said, you want to know? I know. It was that old because I played. My mother Spark, I got a call. Oh, well, you can get the last one, hon. Bernie's Arts and Crafts, I know it came out the same year my mom was born. Oh, my goodness, your mom was born. Oh, man, I'd like to get my hands on that game. All right, guys, here we go. The last one, number 5. Number 5. 3,000 Monopoly fans. Now think about all these people that love games, board games especially. 3,000 Monopoly fans united from around the world, not just from the United States, from around the world, to set up the record-breaking most people playing at the same time. Was that in 2008, 2010, or 2012? The most people playing Monopoly at the same time. They set the record. Was it in 2008, 2010, or 2012? Write your answer in the comments. My Mother Spark, that's very nice of you. I know it came out the same. Okay, I already read hers. Put your answer in the comments. 2008, 2010, or 2012. When was that Monopoly game for the most people playing at the same time? Whoa, we got all kinds of different answers. My Mother Spark said 2010. Sylvia Jackson, 2010. Paula Widener, 2008. Bernie's Arts and Crafts, 2010. Arlene Chardon, 2008. And the answer is 2008. So if you said 2008, give yourself a big hand. That was a mini fun trivia game, guys. And now we're going to move on to the number 1 comment. The number 1 comment for children's games is, I'm going to read it here. Let me get my little magnet. And you guys are going to see why this comment made number 1, okay? Now, keep in mind, we can't put the whole comment on the bubble, but we do our best. This is one thing that makes me happy about smartphones and all of the technology not existing. We had family night. We played every game you can imagine with Mom. Now, she is point on with that, guys, because I love video games. Don't get me wrong. I love video games, but you're in your house, I'm in my house, and yes, we're playing together, but there's no socialization, no social skills. So, excuse me. And I think because of technology, family time has become less and less and less, and parents are not teaching their youngins to play board games. I have board games for the little ones, Tinny and Bristol, and I play with them. I sit down, I buy them these little games for their age, and we play together, because even though she likes watching her smartphone, or mine, I should say, I make her have time with me, so she gets that socialization.
Incoming call.
Oh, hold on, guys.
Incoming call.
All right, and the number 1 comment goes to Sacred Emotions. Sacred Emotions, number 1, guys. Number 1, give her a big hand. I wish she could have made it in here this morning, but she couldn't. So, give her a big hand. And Paula said, I got board game here, so when my grandchildren come over, we are playing. Yes, see? you know, Bristol is only, she's turned 3 this June, but I get the games that are board games for her level, and sometimes they're a little older, but I modify it to her brain, you know, and that way she thinks she's still playing a board game with Mimi and learning social, learning how to lose gracefully, learning how to behave with other people. I mean, there's all kinds of things to learn while you're playing games, which I love. All right. Now, let's go back to our fun facts, guys, and then we will do number 2. Now, here is another fun fact. The original game of life. Now, listen, this is going to blow your mind, guys. This is going to blow your mind. The original game of life. Now, we all have played life. I played life as a kid. I loved it. Had featured spaces for suicide, disgrace, poverty, and prison. Now, I have never seen that game. That's the original version. I would love to get my hands on that just to see if that is true. That's the original version of life. Featured spaces for suicide, disgrace, poverty, and prison. To me, that's kind of negative. I mean, yes, it is life. But, you know, as kids, you have your whole life to learn about the realities of the world. It shouldn't be included in a child's game. So I disagree with that. There's Tiffany Taylor. Hello, Tiffany Taylor. Hey, wait, stop the live. I forgot to comment again. Oh, sorry, you miss out. You better comment on number 5. It's up now. It went up this morning. Arlene, I love playing. I did too, Arlene. I love the game of life. All right, number 7. The longest Monopoly game went on for 70 straight days. The longest Monopoly game went on for 70 straight days. Can you believe that? And you know what? I'll tell you what. My sweetheart and I love to play Monopoly. We got the electronic version, but it's still just as fun. And we played it several years ago. And that is the only time that game lasted us. We had to leave it on the table, and we came back to it like 4 weekends in a row and just picked up where we left off. So I can't believe it went on for 70 straight days. If you get some real good players, yeah, it's going to last a while. Arlene said, oh, wow, Tiffany, dang, I've run out of money by then. Number 8, the most expensive. This is going to blow your mind too. The most expensive Monopoly game set in the world is worth $2 million. $2 million. Can you think of why that Monopoly game is worth $2 million? Who wants to vary a guess? Who wants to vary a guess? The most expensive Monopoly game set in the world is worth $2 million. Tiffany Taylor said, what? That's crazy. Well, it wasn't it's the first one, and not the very first one, but it's the first one of its kind. You guys want me to tell you? All right, I'll tell you. Because this Monopoly set is... Oh, Paula, that's a good guess. She said it's antique. No, not antique, but it's made of 23 karat gold, rubies, sapphires and diamonds. Wow. 23 karat gold, rubies, sapphires, and diamonds. I wonder who owns that Monopoly board. Can you imagine? Wow, that just blew my mind when I read that. It just blew my mind. Oh, geez, said Tiffany. That would make sense. Of course. How many of you know the prisoner's name on the Monopoly board in the jail? Yes, he does have a name. He does have a name. And you know us, and I'm going to get out my Monopoly directions and I'm going to read that fine print because I want to see if it's in there for myself. But he has a name. And guess what his name is? Jake the Jailbird. Jake the Jailbird. Oh, I got to dig out my game and read the little thing that comes with it. I want to see if that's true. Jake the Jailbird. Sylvia Jackson's laughing. Bernie's Arts and Crafts said I had no idea. I didn't either. I mean, but really, how many of us learned the directions rather than had to sit and read the directions, right? So, we will all, if anybody has a Monopoly game, they're all going to be running like me to their little paperwork and see if that's true. Jake the Jailbird. All right, guys, number 10. The tokens on the Monopoly board, believe it or not, were inspired by pieces of a charm bracelet by the inventor Charles Darrow's niece. How cool is that? They were inspired by her charm bracelet at the suggestion of Charles Darrow's niece. How cool is that? I guess she decided that that's where how she wanted the charms to be, and so it was so. All right, guys, let's move on. It is, okay, I gotta move on. Now, number 2, the number 2 comment goes to Bernie's Arts and Crafts said that's sweet. Arlene said I looked it up online, and yes, that's his. Oh, cool. She looked it up for us. That is his name. How cool is that? He actually has a name. And I bet a lot of us didn't even know that because we don't read. We're taught. I mean, my brothers taught me how to play some of the games, so why would I read the directions when I got older? I already knew how to play. So, yeah, it makes sense. My mother Spark, yay, good job. Sacred, is Sacred in the house? Oh, she's just saying good job, Sacred. That's right, she had a phone call. All right, guys, here we go. The number 2 comment goes to, each day I was good, it would shrink a little. One day I was really bad, I came home, and the switch had grown, and I cried for hours. Now, this is a response. It was a response to a comment on her own comment. And the reason she got number 2 is it was personal, cute, and sentimental. So, I will explain a little bit. You can go back to the video number 4 and read all about that comment. Awesome, awesome. But for Christmas one year, she got a Switch. And her mom hung it on the wall. She didn't get beat with it, guys. She hung it on the wall. And whenever she was bad or misbehaving, I really don't like that word bad, but I have to write it as I see it. When she was misbehaving, it would grow. But when she was good, it would shrink. So that's cool. I like that. That's, yeah, you don't have to spank your kids to make it work. And that number 2 comment goes to my mother, Spark. Give her a big hand. Congratulations, my mother Spark. Tiffany Taylor, very true. I don't think I've ever read the directions either. My mother Spark, that's terrible. My mother Spark, why even put that in a child's mind? Well, I don't know what you're talking about there. My mother Spark, I don't know what you're talking about. It's a good teaching tool without the, I'll tell you honestly, my dad spanked us with a switch. We had to get it off the bush out back. But today that would be abuse. But back then, we learned from it. We learned from that. So I think the way your mom did it was a whole lot better than getting spanked with one. But it wasn't abuse back then, guys. We towed the line because we didn't want to get a spanking. So nowadays, you yell at the kids and they blow you off because they know there's no consequences. So I really love how her mom did that. Sacred says, Sacred Emotions is in the house. I was commenting on the game and didn't realize it's live. Well, you got the number one. Glad to see you here. My mother Spark said, oh man, I'm way behind. Hold on. All right, guys, I'm going to hold the house. Everybody's got to catch up. Tiffany Taylor, my mother Spark, congrats on the comment win. I was still on Sacred getting her point. Hey, I don't feel so bad having to come in live at 10:30 in the morning. Y'all are behind too, so yay. Tiffany Taylor, excuses, Angel. Sacred Emotions, woohoo! Which comment? The comment was about the one thing about technology and smartphones not existing. We had family night. That comment got you number one spot. My mother Spark is number 2. All right, guys, we have one more comment, and I need to go, and you all know why. But first, I want to share something. Mother's Day is coming up, guys. And I'm not going to bring the game down. It's special. I have to share this, guys. This was my mom's. Can you guys see that? This was my mother's charm necklace. And there was such a sweet message inside that I had to share it with you guys. I got curious enough to look at it. And it actually opens up. Can you see that? Let me put it in the white. Can you see that? It actually opens up. And inside, I found a message from my aunt to my mom. And it's been in there a long time, so I have to be real careful with it, guys. Really careful. And my aunt had said to my mom, to my sister, may God bless you and keep you. And forever give you peace. Oh my gosh, that just touches my heart. And my mom kept it rolled up in that little locket thing. How awesome is that, guys? We were raised with faith, and you all know I have faith. And that just touched my heart, and I had to share that today because Mother's Day is coming up. And I think it is a beautiful, beautiful charm necklace, and it's something I will pass down to my daughter. How beautiful is that? I just had to share that with you guys today. Arlene said, so special. Tiffany said, wait, well, I'm sorry you just got here. My mother Spark said, beautiful. Tiffany, sweet. At Tiffany, she has an appointment. Yeah, I don't know if I got a chance to tell you, Tiff. My doctor's this afternoon. That's why we're here this morning. I got to go find out what they're going to do about my hand. Sylvia Jackson said, beautiful. Paula Widener, I got my mom's Mother Day gift. She's giving it back to me. Aw, how sweet. My mother sparked at TZ. I heard the crack in your voice. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to stay positive, but that really touched my heart when I found that little message in there. And so I'm going to encase that message, and I'm going to write a message to my daughter and put it in the locket for her, so that when it's my time to move on to the good Lord, she will have a special message in it for her. And she will still have this special message from my aunt, her aunt, great aunt, to her grandma. So it's going to make it a very special heirloom. Tiffany said, I know she does. I was just teasing her. My mother sparked, this will be my first Mother's Day without my mom. Well, I'll tell you what. My mom passed away 3 years ago. It doesn't even seem like 3 years. And the first Mother's Day, the first Christmas, the first everything will be hard on you, honey. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it, because I know people always say, it'll be all right. No. You have that time to grieve. And if you don't want to celebrate it, don't celebrate it. But time does heal the broken heart, guys. It truly does. And my mom would be so upset at me if she knew I was crying all the time and not being positive and not having faith in the Lord, that things are the way they're supposed to be. So, yeah, you got to stay strong. All right. Sorry for your loss from Arlene to MMS. My mother spark, may God give you peace and blessings during these times. Yes, so much so. Paula Widener, my mom passed away at 2. So a lot of us know that feeling. And to find that little, I knew I had this hanging in my jewelry box, but I never knew it opened. And I was in there looking for a necklace, and I don't know what made me notice it. I really believe my mom wanted me to find that note for a reason. So I was looking for a necklace, and I noticed it had a clasp, and you know what curiosity is. All right, guys, let's move on to comment number 3. It is our honorary comment. Our honorary comment. We added that the very first game because there was another one that I feel needed noticed. So we made an honorary comment, and that honorary comment is, as a child, I remember having a lot of games. My favorite that my brother and I would play was caroms. How many know the game caroms? I have a picture here. If you don't know what caroms is, I never heard of it. So I learned something new with this comment. And the game looks fun. It really does. I don't know if Tiffany Taylor said, I miss Grandma so much. Yes, I do too, sweetie. Sacred Emotion says, nope. Arlene says, I don't know what. See, I didn't either. I never even heard of it. So it wasn't a game my parents bought for us. And here is a picture of caroms. And it's like a lot of games rolled up into one, guys. And here is a picture of caroms. Isn't that awesome? Look at all the parts. It looks like you can, like a disc shooter. And it has tic-tac-toe. I believe there's like 50 different games in there. So that looks like a really fun game to play. I never played it though. A lot of the games I have to see to remember. Well, do you remember that one, Sacred? Yep, that's comment deserved an honorary because her brother and her would play it together. I love Love the family time, and the fact Sacred Emotions was about family and not cell phones and smartphones, and this one was about the game carom and playing with her brother. And that comment is Sassy Vermont Mom 2009 gets the honorary number 3 spot for game number 4. Hear me out. Bernie's Arts and Crafts. We had that. Oh, there you go, guys. Bernie's Arts and Crafts had it growing up. So one of us, I see, knows what that game is. And of course, so does Sassy Vermont Mom 2009. She wrote it in the comments. And she wrote a bunch of other things, guys. We can't fit all the comment onto, we only pick like a highlighted part and put it on there. So let's give a big hand to Sacred Emotions, my Mother Spark, and Sassy Vermont Mom. Show them some love in the comments, guys. Give them a big hand on comments 1, 2, and honorary. My Mother Spark said, good job, Sassy. We got some clapping hands from Tiffany. Arlene said we had a similar that had a bunch of games in it, but I don't remember what it's called. You know that? I did too. I do remember it had checkers, Chinese checkers, chess, and there were a few others, but those are the 3 I remember that board game having. Those 3 together, and a bunch of other ones too, but I don't remember the name either. Bernie's Arts and Crafts said, well done, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed that mini trivia game that we played this morning. And a big congratulations to our number 1, 2, and 3 spot winners. And game 5, hear me out, is up now, guys. And I'm going to go over the list really quick. We have hear me out number 5. We have the 30-second mysteries. 7, 8, and 9 are up. If you haven't done them, you have until game 12 to get them done. So if you haven't done them, catch up on 7, 8, and 9. We have a brain teaser, anyone for leftovers. We have another brain teaser, and that is what's the word up. And we have word of the week. Make sure to leave a positive comment on the word of the week. And then we have a 3-part series illusions game, guys, along with part 1 was name 10 things that look different from day and night. And all these games will be under the live in the description box. So click on any one you want to play. And then we have TZED Feud. And that starts April 30th. And the video up of who is playing now is in that video. And let's see if we can't get 2 or more players, guys. And I'll tell you what, I love you all, and I hope you love games and board games as much as I do, guys. And have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in another video.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light. Just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out.
Hello, everyone, and happy... Sorry, guys. Had to put an end to that. Little bit of music there. I'll see you guys later.